What's up? It's Joey G. What's going on, everybody? Raw in about an hour. A little Raw preview and NFL playoff picture preview. What's going on? Everybody out there, back to work tomorrow. I got a choice. Could go at 8 a.m. or 1 p.m. Either 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Well, that's my class. I call it work. What do you call it? 8 a.m. or 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. What do you guys think? I don't know. I might do the 1 p.m. in the morning. We'll see how I feel it when I wake up at 6:45 in the morning. But anyways, Joey G, get right to what's going down. Tonight on Raw, who knows what to expect. The Royal Rumble's coming up. Like I said, I'm going to keep this show short. Just checking in with everybody, saying what's up. You all know over the weekend Kevin Nash was arrested and his son, they're out now on bail. Everybody knows about that. CM Punk definitely in UFC. There's no doubt about that. And this news confirmed, very good chance that maybe even before or definitely after WrestleMania, we already know about a draft, that they're bringing the big gold title belt back. And I think last year when they did the TLC thing, and I think it was the worst time to do it. I mean, you have a lot of WWE superstars. I mean, there's a lot of mid-card talent that should be like, excuse me, I'm hot. I got to put on my white beater. What do you call it? There's a lot of, mid-card talent that should be, main event talent. And like Bray Wyatt, Dean Ambrose. I mean, okay, they put them last at TLC. That was a main event. But really, I mean, let's face it. If Lesnar was wrestling on the card, or if Taker was there, or if Triple H was still working, or Cena had a big match, you know what I mean? Only reason at Hell in a Cell that they didn't put Cena and Randy Orton last is because we've already seen them in Hell in a Cell, and they've wrestled. They started feuding in 2007, Orton and Cena, and I'll break that feud down to you because I have really nothing to talk about. So I'll break that down to you real quick in like 3 minutes. That feud really started in OVW, and Orton was the face. Orton was a baby face in OVW. Cena was the prototype. That was his name in OVW. If you look at the classes of OVW, Brock Lesnar, Batista, John Cena, Shelton Benjamin. You know what I mean? Who else was in that class? Randy Orton. You know what I mean? And the first one they called to come up was Randy Orton. I mean, the biggest one in the class was Randy Orton, Lesnar, and Batista. They were the big three. Cena, Shelton Benjamin, Rico, and a couple other people came up too in that class. Christopher Nowitzki did, I think, too. They didn't really have big hopes for them. They didn't have big hopes for Cena. The big hopes were on Batista, Brock, and Randy Orton. And Randy Orton's worked out so far so good. And Brock. Batista, I mean, yeah, he's a 6-time world champion. He's been in, 3, 4 movies, you know what I mean? So he is a superstar. So yeah, all three of them made out pretty good. Wrestling-wise, Randy Orton made out the best. But I think out of all three of them, out of Orton, Batista, and Lesnar made it out best. But out of all the class of 2002, we all know who made it out the best. John Cena. And that's including the Hollywood entertainment and everything, because he's done movies. People all over the world know that You Can't See Me. They know who you're talking about. You know what I mean? They know the hustle, loyalty, respect stands for one guy, John Cena. I'll give Cena credit. I mean, he conquered the WWE. By 2008, he had to conquer, just like The Rock did, but he stayed. He could have left, and by 2008, Cena had to conquer. He did. He had to conquer. I mean, he beat the great Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania. He beat Triple H at WrestleMania. He beat JBL at WrestleMania. You know what I mean? He beat Randy Orton numerous times, even though Orton beat him. He had great matches. He fought The Rock. He fought The Rock in 2012. But before he fought The Rock, he could have retired. You know what I mean? Cena could have retired. I mean, all the championship main events at WrestleMania he had in 2008, I mean, he was already, you know what I mean? He was a megastar. I mean, he became a megastar in 2005. And, from 2005 to 2008, I mean, he was. I mean, he started getting booed, like I said, in 06. You know what I mean? But him and the Randy Orton feud, people say he's boring. I still like it. I mean, there was even a rumor going around that Orton was going to win the Royal Rumble, which I think if he does, I'll get no fight at the Wells Fargo Center, because I'll be like, what the hell you billing my boy for? Because Randy Orton's my favorite wrestler. And there's a rumor going around that Randy Orton's going to return at the Royal Rumble and going to win it. He's going to return I don't know what numbers. I didn't hear no numbers, but he's going to return at the Royal Rumble and win it. That's the best. That's what they're working with, and they're going to work with a feud: Randy Orton versus Brock at WrestleMania in the main event. And they said that'll be the last match. Maybe Taker and Sting would be. I think if you're going to have Undertaker and Sting, I don't care how old they are. If you're going to have them two wrestle, that's got to be the last match. Because if anybody can pull it off and have a great match, it's Mark Calloway and Steve Borden. And what's his name in NXT? Borden Stevens. Who came up with that? It had to be Triple H. Borden Stevens. My LA hat. I'm going to LA soon, baby. LA, big city and dreams. That's right. Got to go to the city of angels, man. You want to be something in this world? That's where you got to go. New York, it's a little too hard in New York, I think. You know what I mean? I'm from Philadelphia. Here in Philadelphia, I mean, I represent the 215, but I'm not crazy about the city. You know, what do you call it? There's really nothing here. You know what I mean? I've tried to, you know, if I were, like I said, in 1995 when I got out of high school, I should have went down to the ECW arena. I did, but I went to watch and got wasted with all my friends and never, you know, when I was, you know, running around the back in the locker room, I can remember in like 96, 97 even, you know, and we stopped going down there like late 97, you know what I mean? I was getting older. But like 94, I can remember going down to the ECW arena. You know, just, you know, we used to go down there and drink, you know, smoke weed and go in and watch, you know, ECW. You know, before Shane Douglas went back to the WWE to be Dean Douglas, we saw him. I was there when he left and went to the WWE. He had a Raw T-shirt on and said, "I'm leaving." He walked right out the front doors of the ECW arena. I was there. That was a Saturday day show taping. I was there. It was in 1995, yeah. That was in, yeah, that was, what, like the spring of 95, yeah. That was like the late spring, right at the, not that long after WrestleMania 11, like May, right before I graduated. And he left. It was in April, yeah, it was in April. It was in April of 95, right when I turned 18. And he walked right out the front door. He walked, it was during the day, it was like 4 in the afternoon. He said, and Taz was mad, and Taz put the Monday Night Raw T-shirt on a chair in the ring, and some dude in the crowd, we were on the other side, and I was cheering. I was going, Monday Night Raw, WWF, WWF, WCW, WCW. Like, you know, I always do that to get heat on myself, you know, because I like getting the heat on me. And, you know, people would boo me, but, you know, I had a crowd with me, you know what I mean? Even if my boys weren't cheering when I was cheering, they had my back, you know what I mean? So there was a throwdown, and which we did have a lot of throwdowns. I mean, it's the ECW arena. It was like a fucking mosh pit, you know what I mean? Like, they compare it to the Sportatorium in Dallas, but the Sportatorium in Dallas was like, you could compare it to the ECW arena, like, but the crowd difference is way different. You know what I mean? You got the southern laid-back crowd down there in Dallas like this, and then in Philly you got, yeah, motherfucker, yeah, yeah, yeah. You know what I mean? You got a Philly, you got people from New York, people from, you know, all over New York, Yonkers, all over. Rahway, New Jersey, Elizabethtown, New Jersey, all coming to the ECW arena. I mean, you see ECW shirts all over. I mean, I've seen ECW shirts, people from Australia wearing all, people, Chinese people from straight China or Japan wearing ECW t-shirts. ECW was great. Like I said, I should have gotten him back then. And I really thought, I'm not just being a joke, like, you know, messing around and being cocky. If I would have, threw my creative ideas in back, I mean, back then I was young, I was in shape, and, you know, I could have been a wrestler. And I really think if I would have became a wrestler, I don't know if I would be as big. I always tell my grandma and my dad, Mike, and my mom and my brothers. And my brother, you know, my brothers believe me, and my boys believe me, Buddha and HD, because they know I got the talent. I said I would be bigger than John Cena. By now, I'm 37 years old. I would still be, unless I had a major injury, which I probably would, because I would do crazy shit in the ring. You know what I mean? But, like, I should have went then. Even if it was creative writing, I would have been, like, so big and creative. I could have been, like, the head. I could have been like Billy Kidman is on Raw. I could be producing Monday Night Raw tonight. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could be there. Like, if I would have did this in 1995. But I was lazy. You know what I mean? I got out of high school. I got laid off from a job, was getting unemployment, you know, fuck it. You know what I mean? I sat around, partied, you know what I mean? Slept to friggin' 3 o'clock every day. You know what I mean? That was the deal. And then, you know, my demons followed after that, and I always stayed in touch with my wrestling. Always loved my wrestling, though. Never stayed out of wrestling. Always saw my pay-per-views. And if I didn't, I always made sure I saw Raw the next night. So, you know what I mean? I always kept in touch, and I always knew who the WWE champion was, and if the world champion was there, I knew who the world champion was. I knew what was going on both shows. But anyway, tonight on Raw should be cool. I don't really know what's going to happen. I expect to see Seth Rollins. I hope to see the Lunatic Friends, Dean Ambrose. Randy Orton, as I said, will return to Royal Rumble, possibly winning it. I don't think Roman Reigns is going to win it, as I did say, but I just don't think he's ready. I don't think Ryback's ready to win the Royal Rumble. None of them. They're not ready. They're just... Dean Ambrose, maybe he's ready because he wrestled in every freaking independent company there is. And he's won every title in every independent. He's the king of the independents. I mean, so maybe Dean, out of all the youth, would be the one ready to win it. And there's talk. I'm telling you, the crowd in Philly is going to be behind Dolph Ziggler. Call it a Ziggler Royal Rumble. Ziggler wins the Royal Rumble because that's who the crowd's going to be. Philly wants Ziggler to win Royal Rumble. That's what the whole crowd's going to want Ziggler to win the Royal Rumble. If Roman Reigns wins Royal Rumble, we riot. Oh shit, get my hat off my head. Roman Reigns wins. I want to see the signs. If Roman or Reigns, because he does have a long ass name. Not long, but it's 2 R's. Or if R. Reigns wins Royal Rumble, we riot. You know what I mean? Or just if R. Reigns wins, we riot. That's it. Straight up. And I'm telling you, if he wins, you're going to get booed out of the building. Same thing with Ryback. The only people I can't see getting booed is like a Bray Wyatt or a Dean Ambrose. For real. If they would win it. I could see them not getting booed. They're the only two behind Dolph Ziggler. And if CM Punk returns. You know what I mean? Or if Jeff Hardy returned one day. Then the people probably would cheer. They would. But Randy Orton wins, he'll get booed. If Cena was in it, he's not in it. But he's fighting Lesnar. Which is going to be a great match. You know what I mean? I always like to see Cena get his ass kicked. I like John. Hey, chain gang, baby. For life. But, I think if Ziggler don't win it, I think the only people that would get cheered would be Dean Ambrose or Bray Wyatt. That's it. Anybody else who would win it, unless it was, like I said, The Rock, CM Punk, Undertaker, somebody like that, Austin return, somebody, returning or something. Anybody else, if it's not Dolph Ziggler, Dean Ambrose, or Bray Wyatt, they're going to boo him. If Roman Reigns wins, they're going to boo him. They're going to boo him out of the building. They're shoving him down our throat already. He's coming out of the crowd. Why does he get to come out of the crowd? And Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins, they used to be in the Shield too, but they got to come down the ring. You would think that Dean Ambrose, Lunatic Fringe, would come out. That seems more likable, more creative. If Dean Ambrose came out of the crowd like a crazy man over the barricade. You know what I'm saying? But they got Roman Reigns coming. It's just, that's Vince McMahon loving the big guys. And I know it's the lane of the Giants. But like I said in my show yesterday, the smaller guys always win the fights. Mr. Perfect, like I said, on that plane ride from hell in 2002, the European tour, took down Brock Lesnar 397 feet in the air. They almost went at the fucking exit door. For real. And Ric Flair was running around on the plane with butt-ass naked, ball-sack naked, with his robe going, woo, woo, butt-ass naked. Vince McMahon was drunk, just sitting in his thing laughing. Him, Pat Patterson, Jim Ross. They were all sitting there laughing. Everybody was just partying on that plane ride from hell. There's a documentary on YouTube. It's hard. It's really kind of to listen to. But there's a documentary. Like, everybody was on that plane. Because if you remember 2002, the NWO came in, WCW wrestlers. So that plane was filled. And everybody knew each other. And there were people that didn't like each other. And, like, X-Pac tells a great story about it on YouTube. Sean Waltman. But real quick, let me do the NFL playoff picture for you. Tonight, Raw starts in about, 40 minutes. Tune in on USA 8 to 11. And everybody out there say a prayer for Joey G. Joey Crack, the genius, trying to make it in this world and trying to, get subscribers and, get to LA. I am going to LA and I'm going to be somebody. And, rough time right now, a little depressing thing going on. But that doesn't stop me from, doing my shows. One thing that cheers me up is doing my shows and, getting my face on on the TV and, letting people see me. I don't care if I get goose eggs. I'm going to make it. I'm going to be in LA and you're looking at the future genius. All right, a little bit, the playoffs, like I said, Seahawks and Packers in the NFC, they get the byes. You know what I mean? Patriots and Broncos get the byes in the AFC. This is Joey G. I'll give you Seahawks, Steelers Super Bowl pick. Steelers win. Peace.